Welcome to Left in the South podcast, episode 7. I'm your co-host David, and I'm here with my good friend here, Caleb. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Exams are over. I'm on Christmas break. Everything's gold.
Yeah, I feel like we finally got that. We had a bit of a hiatus. I don't think we were that late on this
A 1
episode.
week hiatus.
Yeah, but we should be getting back on the ball here pretty soon. Here, we also have still want to pay a giveaway still going on, of course, for the Blue Snowball microphone. So if you want to get on that, go to our Twitter, retweet, comment, get yourself in that giveaway for that Blue Snowball microphone.
Yep, and don't forget, if you subscribe to our Patreon, you get double the entries, so consider doing that as well. Or just continue to enjoy all these free content that you give us nothing for.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. So what's been going on, David? Besides exams, I don't want to talk about exams anymore.
Recently applied back at my job at Little Caesars. Used to work there. Got my job back as a manager. Looking to make it just a little extra cheddar.
Extra cheddar.
Yeah, school wise, spent a lot of time at school trying to get my classes in order because I kind of stopped going to classes last year. So I have a lot of complications. I have like a 0.8 GPA. So
God damn, 0.8. That's impressive.
Yeah, you just kind of fail the class if you don't withdraw. So
true, that is true. Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up, David?
I don't know. I'm right now majoring in network administrator, but obviously,
that's what my dad does basically.
Yeah, but obviously, I would rather be doing something that I liked, but gotta have money.
Well, what do you like, man? What is your dream job? Like, some people dream about being astronauts or doctors or whatever.
Dude, I don't know. It would be cool to leave an impact on the world, like leaving back something that I'd be like, oh, dude, David made that, right? And I was like, that would be really cool. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I like just hanging out with my friends, having a good time. But you can't really do that these days
as a job.
Yeah,
you could if you were in the mob.
That doesn't make job. Yeah,
I'm convinced that all these people that love the mob really they want friends. They're really just lonely, because what is mob movies like The Godfather and stuff? Yeah, it's just a big frat party where people hang out and smoke cigars and talk shit.
Smoke cigars, sip on some whiskey.
Yeah, occasionally do murders, but for the most part, they're just hanging out with friends.
Off a bridge.
Yeah, break a kneecap or two.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I heard that you watched the Irishman.
Yes, recently. The Irishman. Yeah.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was, I don't know, it was interesting. It was better than a lot of mob movies because I feel like it didn't glorify the mob that much. It kind of pisses me off when I watch movies like The Godfather and stuff, and all these middle-aged boomers are obsessed with it because it's such a generous view of the mob where they're kind of like the good guys, or rather they're not the good guys, but they're misunderstood. Like, they do good things for the community, and right, yeah, like sometimes they murder people. Sometimes they murder people, but it's only people that are in the life. They never murder innocent people, but that's just not true. What do you think about the mob? Like, would you ever join a gang or anything?
Yeah, a gang of my friends, dude.
I would join a gang if it was a fucking socialist gang.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna join a gang where we're killing people and committing crimes.
Yeah, but that's not much of a gang, is it now?
No, it's just like a fucking criminal.
I'm not gonna name who, but I do have someone in my family who actually dealt with gang people. I guess you could say that.
Really?
Yeah. What they did was they added hidden compartments to cars to smuggle drugs and contraband.
Holy shit!
Like that.
That's badass.
And they had to leave New York because one of their they found out about these hidden compartments.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's some Pablo Escobar shit, bro.
Yeah, and that was crazy. But I don't know. I feel like getting into gang shit is just too there's little to gain from it. And
Yeah.
like if you're doing like gang, like if you're selling drugs and like a large quantity, like it's either gonna catch up to you or like it's just like once you go down that path, like there's no going back.
Right. Yeah. I feel like really what people want out of it is like connection, like I was saying earlier.
I mean, what
Like
people want to have is like the easy, the quick money, the quick money.
that, but also like the brotherhood, like the bonds that you make with people. Like there's something to being in an exclusive group that makes people feel good, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
do
I
know
would
what you
like to
mean.
introduce those people to the wonders of Marxist Leninism. Welcome to my club,
Yeah,
brothers.
yeah. Didn't you like listen to any book
Yeah, I was reading
about that?
The State and fuck, it's that one book that Lenin wrote. I can't remember the name. I should have paid more attention to the title. But yeah, it's
Or we
basically
can just
just
edit it.
yeah, true. I can just, but like it's about fucking I don't know, just like what the government should look like and what the role of the government is, and if there was like a revolution, what the government like what the purpose of the new government would be. I don't know. It's a really interesting book.
Mm.
A lot of times people ask me questions about like they'll like I can answer what is the perfect world like to me. I can answer that question, but then people will say like, well, I just don't think that's possible. And a lot of times like I found myself unable to explain why it was possible. And in this book, it kind of outlines the theoretical way in which you could transition from capitalism to socialism. I don't know. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I always wanted to get more into reading, but I don't know. I just find it hard to. Like I feel like I would rather read physical than like I feel like I have trouble reading, like wanting to read like on my monitor.
Yeah, I have that problem
But,
too. But also,
I
like buying
still,
books is so expensive.
yeah. I also once upon a time wanted to get into comic books, like reading comic books. That shit is so expensive if you want
Yes, it's
physical comic
unbelievable.
books. It's like $14 like if per comic and like fuck bro, I don't got $14 per comic money.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You can buy like like single issues for like $3 each, but like some comics have like hundreds of issues. It's
Yeah, you
ridiculous.
want to like get into it and like read like all that shit.
Yeah, if you wanted to read everything. For comics, I don't mind reading online, but for like novels or shit like that, I have to have a physical book. Or I've started doing audiobooks recently though, and that's worked out for me. You should try that.
Yeah, I mean, I like listening to a podcast. While I'm doing something else.
True. I just sneak it at work. I want to get AirPods, by the way. I feel like a fucking normie, but they're so convenient. I really want to get a pair. I wonder if
Do
there's
they
any
only
like
work with
knockoff
Apple
AirPods.
phones, or is it can you work? Do they work with like all phones, like
Um,
Bluetooth?
I I'm not actually sure about that, but I have an iPhone, so
Yeah, I don't like iPhones.
neither do I. But it's just what I have.
I just like don't see like why would I get something when I know like they on purpose make their all their models like just worse.
I've got some news for you if you think it's only Apple that does that, my friend.
I mean, I know most big people do it, but like Samsung. I have a Samsung phone, and it's like I know my what's in my phone is better than an iPhone. iPhone they have good cameras though. I gotta give it to that. They have really good fucking cameras. But I've heard like the Google Plus is like is as good as a Samsung phone, but has as good as a Apple phone. But yeah, camera. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I don't really care about phones. I just use it to fucking look at Reddit, watch
True.
YouTube videos in bed.
Twitter. It's about it.
Twitter.
It's a fucking Twitter machine. I have one app on my phone, Twitter. So I'm ready to
Yeah.
fucking foam at the mouth whenever I need to.
But something recent I've been getting into is drawing again.
Really?
Yeah, I mean I'm trying to like a little bit of animation, a little bit of artsy stuff. It's hard, like, cause I'm not, I don't fucking draw all the time, but I want to get better at it at least.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of your stuff. It's good. It's just like you have to practice to get all the little skills down. That's my thing about
Yeah,
any skill is that I
art is
hate the
just like
part where you
a lot
suck.
of little skills that you need to know. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean that's the part I hate about like learning anything is like you fucking suck really bad and you don't know what the fuck you're doing,
I
and
know.
it's really discouraging
It makes it so
at
tempting to
first.
just do the same things that you always do because then you never have to suck.
Yeah, I feel like that's a problem that happens in life when like at a young age you're always told like, oh, you're super smart, you're super smart.
Yeah.
So like you're really good at these things. And then at life when like shit gets harder and it's not super easy anymore, you're like, well fuck bro, I'm not smart anymore. Now
Yeah.
what?
And then it makes you feel fucking inadequate and fucking imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. That's one of the worst parts about being alive today because I feel like we have so many luxuries and stuff that a lot of times the biggest issue is just feeling fucking inadequate, feeling like you're alone and like no one recognizes you and you just feel like you have no purpose in life.
Yeah, I feel like that stems from like thinking about how other people like so it's the thought of thinking about how other people's view you and that's how you want to view yourself, right? And I've been trying to like not care what other people think and like, just as long as I'm happy, I'm good.
Yeah, I try to think that, but I feel like like your connections with people are important too, but it's just the value of you is not based on anything to do with like your relationships with like how you want people to view you is not necessarily how people are going to view you. And you just have to learn to accept that, I think. Otherwise, you're going to be trying to live up to expectations that are impossible to meet.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like Rick and Morty.
Really?
Like yeah, Rick just wants, I feel like in this like season like Rick has been like super fucking like it's been super sad honestly for like Rick's like side of things. They're always like, all right, listen, you can't do whatever you want anymore.
Yeah, I feel like
The news episode's really good.
the show has kind of like reached a point where um the formula is kind of set in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like from now on, like if they wanted to just continue to do this formula, that would work. But I hope that they actually advance the story more than they have been recently.
Yeah, I want to see the more evil Morty shit.
Yeah, I want to see like why that was going on and what that situation even was because we never found out in any other season.
What I like about like a Rick and Morty, I feel like it's you can watch the episode more than once because there's so much condensed shit to like look at that you need to rewatch it. Like there's so much to unpack in one episode.
Yeah, there's a lot of visual humor.
I feel like that's why they don't want to like do the evil Morty stuff too soon because like they could definitely get away with like doing it later and like having a super compact, condensed episode of evil Morty.
Yeah, I mean that's what they did in previous seasons as well, and I feel like it worked.
Yeah, like when he escaped from the Citadel.
Yeah,
Like that was the one episode.
I thought that was a really good episode too.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I like that episode. Yeah, but the recent one was really good.
The snake one.
Yeah, like honestly, I thought like the episode was gonna be like just the snakes, and like there was gonna be no more talking from there. Oh shit, they're doing like a BoJack, where they have that episode.
The underwater one.
Episode, yeah, where like there was no one talking.
That was a fucking risky episode.
Yeah, I mean it was good though. I
It
would have been
was.
fine with like the snake shit. Honestly, the snake storyline was pretty funny.
It was. I liked that. It was really creative. That's what I like about Rick and Morty
Yeah.
is that like they've set up this universe in such a way where they can really do anything and it works within the rules of the universe.
Yeah, because they can just do anything because
Yeah, because in some universe, if it's an
That's
infinite
good.
universe, it has to exist somewhere.
so just crazy shit can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what about
Yeah.
real life? What's been going on in real life lately?
Greta Thunberg.
Oh,
I think
God.
that's how you pronounce her last name.
Have you
Dude,
seen
I don't
how
know why
fucking
all
mad
boomers
these
hate her.
white? I know, right? These fucking
Like,
white people on
dumb,
Twitter.
dumb. They're like, fuck, dude, fuck this little girl. I fucking hate that she wants to care for the environment. They're so mad and they're like finally they get to target their millennial hate. Like there's these young people hate that they have
Yeah,
at like one person.
exactly.
It's like so weird too.
It is fucking weird. Why are they so obsessed with her? I feel like it's like I'm the only one that fucking says this shit. Why? Why are they obsessed with this young child? And not only that, but like everyone wanted the Chinese protesters to fucking win it. Like, why do you expect these companies to fucking side with you? I don't understand why people will never understand that companies are not going to make these controversial decisions like that. They're not going to do these things that you want them to do. It's absurd.
They were trying to do voting for like a lot of people, right? Like one of them was
Yes.
the Hong Kong protesters.
Yeah, and like it was such a like a lot more people voted for the Hong Kong shit, and then people were mad because they're like, why even do the vote if you're not gonna listen? It's like, well, first of all, they never listen to what you want, and second of all, like they're not, like I said, they're not gonna make that kind of decision. They're not gonna
Yeah.
alienate this part of the market for that reason.
So, like, we don't want to upset China and like, well, this person's like the next safest person.
Exactly. And
I
then
don't know. It's
like
kind of weird because like they've done Hitler before. They've done who are else some like bad people. I mean like yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like
didn't they do
why they
Bin
wouldn't.
Laden one time too? I think he was in there.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Time
like
is weird.
I agree.
They done
Like
JFK.
it's really just the most influential person, like specific person. It's
Yeah.
totally pointless anyway. It's just a
I've heard that
popularity
either.
contest. And like
Yeah.
also but my biggest concern is like why are people so upset with Greta Thunberg? Like what exactly is it about her that people don't like? Do you understand it?
I don't know. Like how she looks. They really like to like characterize her and like as being super fucking triggered all the time with that one like face. You know the face. The that they always like to give her. It's like kind of weird. And
Yeah.
with like the pigtails and shit, it's like, bro, like
Yeah,
um
I feel like there's a lot of weird like sexual shit that gets said about her too. Am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything like sexual wise, but like there's definitely a lot of fucking like hate towards her by
I
like
don't know.
like older people. I don't know. I don't know why. It's super fucking weird. She's 16.
Yeah. She's 16 and like in my view too, like one criticism that I've seen is that people say like she's just a mouthpiece for her parents and like her parents are funding all of her shit. But like in my mind, why does it matter if who's funding her thing, like her trip or her influence or whatever? Because her message is about climate change. It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
like money or anything like that.
I
Like
feel
of
like
course capitalism causes climate change in many ways, or it's not equipped to solve it in many ways, but that's not her message. Her message is literally just that we have to do something to stop climate change, which obviously everyone agrees with.
I mean, I feel like they do it to like, to turn the message instead of, talking about climate change, which we should really be doing. It's let's talk about how like weird this girl looks or, how much she makes me fucking rage at night.
I mean, like
Just thinking, sleeping about Greta.
you say that, but like I see people that are even saying like I obviously agree with her message, but like she's just a mouthpiece and she doesn't really know what she's talking about. What does that even mean?
Yeah, like what does it that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like if she doesn't know what she's talking about, yet
I
you
don't
agree
know.
with
I
her
guess because she's
message.
young.
I don't know. Yeah, like
They want they want a 48-year-old man
yeah, they want
talking about this shit.
yeah, they want like a
What?
professional scientist, or let's say maybe thousands of scientists all agreeing and telling them things, but then they don't listen to them. But because they see Greta on TV, I guess it just triggers them.
Bro, she's verified on Twitter and I'm not.
That's fucked up, man. She's not even a host of
That
a
is
fucking
fucked up.
podcast. Yo, we should get her on. You
Honestly.
should message her actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I've actually never listened to her talk, so I don't even know if she
I've never
speaks
listened
English.
to her talk either. She's probably
But
isn't she from like Denmark or Sweden or something? So
Sweden, yeah,
she's probably Scandinavian, sounding Scandinavian.
yeah. But I'm all for climate hell against climate change even. I want to save the planet. Kind of I've been wanting to try vegan or vegetarian, but it's such a huge lifestyle change really. Like there's lots of things you gotta watch out for. But like and then I think we've talked about this before, where like I want to do it, but like just because because I would only want to do it because I love the fucking planet, right? But it's just because I decided to stop eating beef doesn't mean everyone else is, and there's still gonna be all this pollution of uh their farts and shits.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
any vegan or any like person who thinks the planet needs help, which obviously should be everyone, but anyone who is like that, who unironically shames you for eating meat, is a fucking clown. Like you stopping eating meat is not gonna do shit. Like if you wanted to go to the government and like protest against the meat industry, that's something that would help, but it has nothing to do with you individually. I hate people that say that because it makes it seem like you should feel shame for just existing in this world the best that you can when really you have no power to change anything, you know?
True.
other than
Like
just making
even
your voice
it's even
heard.
more because it's even more expensive to eat healthy, like in vegan stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like the salad at McDonald's is more expensive than their fucking like their sandwiches.
Yeah, and like I don't care
Like
how fucking eco socialist warrior you are. If you're like shaming people for doing that, you're literally alienating the people who should be your allies. Like you need to help those people and help them
yeah,
advocate for
honestly,
change.
the vegan subreddit is like the most cringiest shit I've
It
ever
is
seen.
fucking cringe, dude. And I
Like
was vegan for a while
when I
and
see those posts.
like I advocate for veganism. I'm not a vegan now, but I have been in the past and I've been vegetarian for like multiple years. And like I think it's a good thing and more people should do it. But I'm not going to shame people for eating meat. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, honestly, like every time I like look one of those like comment threads, it's literally just like them jerking each other off.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you don't eat meat. Good job. It's not like you're actually making a change in the world.
No.
But
Obviously
go
not.
off. But yeah, another thing I want to talk about is the new Xbox console.
Oh
You've
yeah,
seen it, right?
the fucking one that looks like a rectangle stretched out.
Yeah, I don't know how much. Like, I haven't looked into it, how much it costs or anything like that.
They
But
haven't released it yet. I looked into it a little bit. They released the specs though, and they're pretty fucking good. I mean, like the thing about the graphics card is it's like a new graphics card specifically for this console, so like it's yet to be seen how good it will be. But
mm,
I mean, in general, consoles are made pretty efficiently, and their architecture seems to work well with the games that they get, especially if they're like exclusives or whatever.
yeah,
So I don't know. I mean, I definitely am not gonna get this console,
yeah, for sure. I
but
mean,
as far
it's
as it looks good,
yeah. Like, I wonder when like eventually like getting a console is worth it. Like, is better than having a PC because it's just more affordable or like it's you're not really losing so much. Like you can plug in a keyboard and mouse to like a PS4. I don't know if you can to an Xbox, but I know you can do that for a PS4. So like eventually, like will having a console be better than having a PC?
well, I think that in a way it will because obviously when you construct this architecture specifically for playing games, you can cut corners in ways that you really can't when you're making a regular operating system. So like it will make performance and stuff better on that specific card or like chipset or whatever. But as far as like functionality, having a PC is always going to be better than having a console because there's just going to be things that you can do on a PC that you can't do on a
Like
console.
Microsoft Word?
Exactly, like
But
Office
not yet, at
shit.
least.
Not yet, but I mean, like, what would be the purpose in selling a console that can do all those things when you could just sell a PC instead?
I don't know, dude. Because PCs, you have different. We all use different parts on our PCs. If you buy just an Xbox, only the Xbox people are getting money. You know what I mean?
That's true. I wonder if they would run into some kind of like antitrust issue. Probably not, because the government is ass. But like, I wonder if, because if you think about it, if a console released that was like as good as a PC with the same functionality, it would really just eliminate the need to buy any PC parts, and then
Yeah.
whatever company made it would just dominate the entire market.
Yeah. Or maybe they might start. I don't know how much it costs to like develop these graphics cards or even to produce them. But I wonder if like that'll make them sell their products for less price, cheaper. Maybe.
Yeah. Which could be good, I guess. I don't know. I
I
say
don't know.
instead, how about this? We seize the means of production and then we
And we make
produce
our
as
own
many
graphics
fucking
card.
VR headsets as we want, and everyone gets one. That's my vow. Okay, as leader of the revolution, everyone gets one VR headset.
One VR headset. That'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah, I really want one,
Uh,
bro.
yeah, I know. I really want an index because like my Vive is starting to have problems with tracking and shit like that because it's getting over. It's over a year old now, but like
Fucking
it's
1% David has a fucking Vive.
dude. I literally was broke for 2 weeks after I bought it. Not 1%. Again, but it's fun though.
I want to get one
Um,
for porn.
hell yeah, dude. Just get a cheap fun one. But Alex, the new Steam game coming out
Oh
soon.
yeah, the new Half Life fucking prequel or whatever.
Half-Life 3 VR basically.
Yeah, that I'm excited to see that. Did you watch the trailer? It looks fucking awesome, actually.
Yeah, it looks really fucking good.
I was, I don't know. I mean, I'm not that invested in the Half-Life universe, like, but I was just so ready for whatever Half-Life game they eventually released to be ass. Valve has not had a good track record recently of games that they've developed.
True, Underlords, Artifact, games that they released recently just like have done so poorly and shit.
Yeah, and not only that, but their other titles as well, like Counter Strike is dying, TF2, sorry, dying. I don't know. They're just, and they haven't released like a Left 4 Dead or a Portal in years.
It's not like they need to, do the best on these games anyway. It's not like they're like, oh fuck, we're not gonna be able to keep Steam up and running.
No, honestly,
This
like
game
people
doesn't
who
do good.
thought Valve were game developers, they're just wrong. I mean, Valve have been publishers for years now, ever since Steam really took off.
Yeah,
The last big game that they really developed was Counter Strike, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
true. I don't know what the hell they want to do with Counter Strike. Do they want to like keep Counter Strike afloat? Do they just want to like Counter Strike die? Like, because they obviously don't put too much focus on Counter Strike, as I think they should.
exactly.
One of the reasons why I stopped playing the game is because I felt like Valve stopped caring about Counter Strike, and the game was really stagnating and getting really stale.
I
But I
agree.
don't know. I like this new operation. The operation's pretty cool for Counter Strike. You can do there's a lot of content. I don't like how it's like delayed content. I always hate shit that I have to wait for. Like I just want to be able to do everything fucking like just if I wanted to grind out the whole season pass, like let me grind out the whole season pass in a week. Like I hate when shit is delayed on purpose to like artificially extend content.
Yeah, there's this like weird new business model basically where games are not just products that you buy. They're a relationship with the
Part
company
one.
that releases them. And like you're kind of expected to spend money over time as you own the game. It's not just like a one and done thing anymore.
Yeah, you can't just like buy the game and now you have all the game's content. You have to buy part two of the game and part three bonus part.
Yeah, God, fucking
Like
Civilization is the worst for that shit, bro. If you wanted
yeah,
to buy that game not on sale, it would cost you like over $150.
yeah, it's so stupid because they know that like all right, now that we've got all those suckers who are gonna pre-purchase this game, let's sell it for fucking $2 next year.
Exactly. Oh my God. I mean, it
And
works.
I mean, yeah, I bought it.
I bought it too.
I,
Fuck,
I,
dude.
just, I like Civ games. Civ games are
Me
just
too.
I don't know. Somehow I can play the game for like 4 hours and like just not be phased.
Yeah.
Like I
God.
remember one time I was literally just playing with like one other friend on Civ 5 too, and like we just played the game all day. I think we played for like 8 hours, and then like I don't know. It's kind of insane.
It is kind of insane. There's one thing I wanted to talk about. I feel like this episode has been kind of depressing. I'm sorry for that, everyone listening. we're both very like we had a lot to do this past week. We've been busy.
Yeah,
We're
trying
we're
to get
getting
this
over
done,
this hill.
podcast.
I'm gonna talk about one more thing that I feel like is really sad. And when I woke up to this news, I was really disappointed. But in the UK, the Conservative Party gained a huge majority in Parliament. And like if you were following the election on Twitter at all, you might have thought that the Labour Party was going to gain a lot, and because Jeremy Corbyn, who is the leader of the Labour Party, rhetorically speaking, he quote unquote won the debate. Like everyone agrees with Jeremy Corbyn's platform, but of course because of the looming threat of Brexit and because the Labour Party historically has not really addressed the problem of Brexit in a satisfactory way, a lot of Brits chose to vote Conservative anyway, and unfortunately they won a huge majority, which means that for the British people, things like I mean, they probably will get Brexit done at least, and we don't know exactly what their plan is. Boris Johnson did release a plan for Brexit, but I know that a lot of the other right-wing parties were kind of disagreeing with it, so we'll see where that goes. But besides that, the things that I'm worried about are cuts to really welfare. Like, I expect that in the coming administration, Boris Johnson's party will probably make pretty vast cuts to the NHS, which is their version of Medicare for all. which is just horrible news. Like, I feel like a lot of British people just take that shit for granted now. And as an American, I know that I saw that. You probably saw this, David, that video on Twitter where they were going and telling British people how much
Yeah.
it costs to
How much
go.
does it cost in the United States?
Yeah, like an ambulance.
Huh?
Yeah, I love that. There was this one like black guy that he was so like surprised every time he said it. He was like, you've got to be joking, right?" He's fucking Brit bonging it up.
That's my entire rent right there.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous. And like, I don't know, it just felt weird to me that they watching a video like that and seeing that message, it just felt like it was so it resonated with me personally, obviously, because we don't have that kind of Medicare for all system. And I was just thinking, like, God, this is so alien to them. And like, even after that video comes out, Conservative Party, who has notoriously tried to cut the NHS, it still wins a huge majority. It makes me lose
How
so
did this
much
happen?
faith. Exactly, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, how did they fail so
UK
bad?
politics. Yeah, like, you know, I guess I'm just like, the media made it look like, the Labor Party was doing pretty well, but obviously
Well, Twitter
Boris-
did. That's the thing. Like traditional media, like the BBC in the UK, did not give Jeremy Corbyn enough attention, and it really is because of this Brexit thing. Like, that's what's on people's minds right now. People are worried about Brexit, as they should be. Like, David Cameron is a fucking pig, fucking swine, and he caused all these problems, and he was a member of the Conservative Party. The
I
Conservative
can't
Party.
believe Brexit happened.
I know the Conservative Party is responsible for all this, and I'm not necessarily pro EU. I would consider myself a Euro skeptic, as I think all people of the working class should be. But the point is that they did this with they did a referendum with no explanation to the people for what for what the purpose of it was, and then when they chose it, it all just hit the fan. And like,
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn, I think his party made a mistake by not addressing Brexit, because it was pretty obvious that people cared about that more than anything. And I think it was a mistake by the Labour Party not to address that adequately. But at the same time, choosing Conservative was wrong. It was the wrong choice, and I'm sad.
I just don't understand, like, I guess, are most people against Brexit in the UK, or am I wrong here?
Well, most people in the referendum, like 53% of people voted to leave, but there's a lot of rifts. Like, for example, Scotland and Northern Ireland both voted to stay, and because they break with the overall UK vote, there's talk about maybe Northern Ireland reuniting with Ireland and remaining in the EU. And then there's also been talks about the Scottish National Party. I forget the SNP, the Scottish National Party. They've had talks about Scotland declaring independence and remaining in the EU. So like, it could turn out that as a result of this Conservative Party, that the UK breaks into 3 independent countries as a result of this Brexit vote.
Yeah, that's insane. I remember, like, back in 2016, we're like, is Brexit gonna pass? And like, the fucking pound went down, and
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like, it just seems like there's little to gain from leaving the EU, and
Yeah.
UK's.
You're right. There is little to gain. I mean, the EU is an anti-labor, pro-capital establishment that was created to give access to cheap labor from Eastern Europe to the Western European imperialist powers. I don't deny that, and I think that in theory that institution should be deleted. But as it is now, the UK has no trade relationship with Europe anymore, or they won't whenever Brexit happens. And like, all free movement is going to end for citizens of the UK or of Britain, assuming that Scotland and Northern Ireland both break away from them, which I don't think is unlikely. That's the craziest part to me, is that the UK could literally shrink to like half the size as a result of this. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Because usually countries that break up like that are not so wealthy nations, like the
Yeah,
Czech
it's
Republic and
insane.
Yugoslavia, for example. Like, after the Cold War, after World War II, they broke up into 2 countries, but like, they were extremely poor Eastern European nation. The UK is an extremely rich imperial power. Having them break up would be crazy historical moment.
Yeah.
I don't know, but wait, can I say something else? Just one more thing.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
if you're like someone who wanted labor to win, and like, let's even like, if you're for some reason listening to this in the UK, or even if you're American, like, I just want to be clear, like, do not see this as an example that what you're doing is not worth doing or wrong in some way. Like, people need to understand that if you are a working class member and someone who's advocating for change that benefits the working class, you need to be prepared to lose more often than you win. So I would say that if this upsets you, then use that like emotion to fuel you in the next moment. The next moment when we have a chance to make a change. Don't let it encourage you to give up or to quit, because we're all gonna die one day anyway. If we don't struggle for a better fucking life, then why are we even living? We might as well fucking kill ourselves now if we don't gonna keep fighting for it. So don't give up when you hear news like this. Like, yeah, it is fucking sad, but don't give up. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry. Because we've been so depressing this episode. I don't want people to just give up.
Left in Europe this episode.
Yeah.
Don't really know much about, European politics or UK politics matter, but it's always bad when conservatives get what they want.
Yeah, absolutely. You can say that shit again, brother. Yeah, honestly, I don't
know. Speaking of like stuff like that, like military spending, I can't believe this Space Force is actually gonna become a thing. Honestly.
I mean, does it surprise you that the military is a wasteful institution, David?
$783 billion defense package. Crazy. Like, imagine, like, I could pay for so much more. And, like, we spend so much more than, like, any first world country, than any, even, like, superpowers. Like, we spend the most on our military.
Yeah, and my question really is, what are we protecting, if not, like, a good life for our citizens, I feel like the United States has lost its way in the sense that our military is extremely powerful, which, I mean, isn't even necessarily wrong, I don't think. But it's just that the percentage of our GDP that we spend on the military while people are homeless and while people are starving, while 1/5 of children in the United States are living in food insecure households. Like, those things are indefensible. So, I don't know.
Buy everybody a house with that
exactly.
money.
I'm not necessarily against the military all the time. It's just that in this case,
our military is so grossly huge. Yes, it's disgusting.
Exactly. And like, not only what are we protecting, but like what do we want to do with that? If you say, well, we do need that, what is the purpose? Like, are we gonna go to war with another country?
I mean, yeah. Like, when do we plan to use, like, go all out and finally, finally trillions of dollars towards the military, exactly. And we finally get to, like, launch the super soldiers, like,
yeah. Like, where? What war do we want to fight in?
Like, we just spent all this money here. Like, look, we got a big new ship now that it's gonna be on the fucking ocean, just traveling. Like, okay, this is unnecessary. I don't know. We have
so many ships that they literally crash into each other in the fucking ocean. That's how many ships we actually have. And yet we still continue to spend more every year. It's insane. I don't know. The people that vote for Trump's military budget and then, like, continue to, like, for example, Elizabeth Warren voted for his fucking budget. People who vote for his budget and then say things like the military is too large, or like, we need to do this and that with the budget. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you vote for his budget then? You have the opportunity not to vote for it. And then people will say, oh, well, they needed the government not to be shut down anymore. Why? Let the government stay shut down. Let the people see how fucking dumb these conservative, backwards fucking... just let them shut the government down and keep it shut down. Yeah, what does it do for the people?
We have to appease to the right, like, all the time.
Exactly. Why concede?
Tell them to stop.
I don't know. It's just like no one is willing to fight for us. I don't understand it. I do understand it. It's because they don't have any skin in the game. They don't actually, like, yeah, they may think in their brain, I want to help poor people. Maybe they even were poor at some point in their life. But regardless, now they're all fucking comfortable and fat, and they don't, like, if they fail to make any progress for the working class, then it doesn't affect them, so they don't care. It's absurd.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the conservatives for Republicans.
Hell yeah.
But also, did you see that image I posted in our Discord about how they formed a militia in Virginia County in response to Dems' gun control laws? What do you think about that?
No, did you know anything about it?
No, it's just a meme I saw on Reddit. I thought it was funny. Or no, some guy in another Discord posted this shit. I thought it was stupid. Um, like about taking guns and shit. Um, I don't know what legislation they proposed in Virginia that made them form these militias or a militia, I guess, in Virginia County. But it's weird, you know what I mean? It's like how fast the right is to form a militia if they're gonna take our guns.
Yeah, I mean they're fucking. It's a joke, but I've actually recently changed my mind about guns. I think that I'm actually like I'm pro gun ownership for the working class, but like I'm not pro gun ownership for everyone, including like people like fascists, for example. I don't think they should
What
have
kind of
guns.
guns are you like? Do you want what do you
Like,
allow though?
I mean, like as in the current world that we live in right now, I would say that like I'm not that concerned with the type of guns that people have, but like after the revolution and after the government was different, let's say, like I would say I wouldn't want people to have military like level guns, but I would want people to have access to certain guns. Like as long as there was like
I don't know. It's kind
accountability.
of a yeah. It's kind of a weird stance to be on because like you don't want people to have these assault rifles,
Right.
but like let's say that there is a revolution, like it's not going to be realistic if you don't have these weapons.
Exactly.
Like your pistols aren't going to make the cut.
Yeah, in a way, I feel like if I were like a capitalist, I would want to make laws where they could have access to guns, but they would never be good enough to overcome the power of my capital. So, like, in a way, I would say by limiting the amount of access to weapons that people have at all, you're automatically saying that someone who has access to a lot of capital will be able to overcome them because they'll have infinite access to more power than the working class. But then at the same time, I would say I don't really want to live in a country where everyone has a fucking assault rifle and can just shoot you at any moment. So it's kind of a
I
weird
wonder.
situation.
I wonder when we're gonna see corporations have their own like private military.
I don't see why they don't do that now, to be honest. Like, what is stopping them from doing
I
that?
mean, it
Creating
just.
militias.
I mean, it just makes them look bad.
I
I
know,
would
but why
assume.
does it
Like,
matter?
it would make the public worries. Like, why is Google? Why does Google have a private military at
Well,
the
doesn't
headquarters?
Nestle have like a fucking private military where they go and like kill indigenous people from places where they want to steal water? Isn't that a thing that happens already?
I don't know. I don't know much about that.
Allegedly. This is satire, by the way. So
Allegedly.
just saying.
Yeah, but I think it would look bad. It's like, why is Google? Why is Amazon? Why do they have private military? It's like, what are they waiting for? You know what I mean? It's like, it'll know that they're on edge. I mean, they might have a private military for all we know, and we just don't know about it. Like, just ready to roll out these super soldier Amazon workers, soldiers.
Super fucking robot Amazon soldiers. Why even go? Why even hire cheap labor to do? I mean, you could just do like what is it called when you hire an army?
A mercenary.
Mercenaries. Yeah, you could do like a mercenary
Yeah.
army if you were a capitalist.
I mean, yeah, to protect your shit.
A mercenary
And like,
militia. It'd be like feudalism. You could just allow them to live like
I'm glad that
a life of
AOC had
luxury.
that win in New York. With the like, we don't have to give Amazon these tax breaks so they can build shit in our cities.
And then they built it anyway. Fucking cucks, dude. God, after Andrew Cuomo literally bent over backwards to shove his own dick in his ass and fucking give them so much money to come there. It's insane.
Yeah,
God.
it's like was it a tweet they made? It was an article or something like that. Like, all right, listen, whoever gives us the best tax breaks,
Yeah, they were said
we're
they
gonna
said
build our shit.
they said Amazon's decision will be almost entirely based on incentives that are like different incentives that are offered, aka we're gonna go with the highest bidder. Like that's literally what it
Basically,
was.
who's gonna allow to make our shit for free here?
Right, exactly.
Like, it's so crazy. And then like all of a sudden you have Amazon moving, and then you can't pay rent anymore.
Right? God, fucking San Francisco, at San Francisco. Did you
Yeah.
know that? Did you know that Joe Biden's son is addicted to cocaine?
No, but I'm sure a lot of politicians are.
Yeah, his son Hunter Biden is addicted to crack cocaine, and one time he like purchased crack cocaine, in California, and got a gun pointed at his head, and then he like still bought the cocaine and like smoked it anyway.
By the dealer or by a cub or
Yeah,
something?
by the dealer because he thought he was like a undercover or something.
He's like, oh, I know who you are. You're fucking Joe Biden's son.
Hunter Biden, I presume.
Isn't that didn't he make a book?
Joe Biden or Hunter Biden?
Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden.
I don't know. Let's
'Cause I
see.
remember there was some shit on like because Trump's son was making a book and selling it, and he was like, oh, I wish I was Joe Biden's son, so I can like advertise my shit because he's like very popular right now, like in the media.
I don't think he wrote a book. Oh, but yeah, if he were Joe Biden's son, then he would be fucking in the news right now. That's the thing about this whole fucking Ukraine situation, though, is that actually that is really fucked up. Like the Joe Biden's son situation, how he got appointed to the fucking Ukraine company as a result of his father's relationship with that country, as a result of his position in the United States government.
Fuck,
Like
what's
that
the
is
word for
fucked
it?
up. It's nepotism. It's corruption.
Yeah.
And like that's what makes it so annoying to me is because every fucking scandal that like Trump is literally getting impeached for investigating this scandal that also arguably is equally as bad. And like the person and also the person who did that scandal is going up in the polls as a result of the fucking scandal that he
I
caused.
mean, yeah, it's weird. It's like the more coverage you get, somehow, like the more like, all right, dude, I fuck with Joe Biden.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
no fucking negative coverage. That's so fucking true. It's never been
Yeah.
more clear.
Unless you literally like fucking done something horrible to someone.
Yeah, unless you shoot
That's
someone
like
in Fifth
blatantly
Avenue.
obvious with like 100%, like 100% certain they know that you did it. Like there is no negative media. Like it's always good, like to be infamous or just to be famous. Like any media coverage on you is good.
Right. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
It's a weird calculation to
Honestly,
make.
like I don't like honestly, there's like been a cancel culture that's been on the rise recently, and honestly, I agree with it. I mean, I don't mind
Yeah,
it.
I fuck with
Just
it, bro.
totally, just totally canceling someone. Just
Yeah.
I think they try to do that to James Charles, where they try to fuck him over, but he bounced back because the internet's like attention span on a topic is like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to say this as criticism for like the Me Too movement and also the cancel culture bullshit. And they'll say like, "Well, you're canceling innocent people." But time and time again, we see that if actual innocent people get called out for this shit, they come back because they're not
Yeah.
guilty. Example: Sam Cedar literally got fired from his job at MSNBC for some tweets that he made that seemed to be offensive. But then people started to realize, wait, these actually aren't offensive. And when you look at the context, it's pretty obvious that people were slandering him without any evidence. He got his job back and now he's fine because he's not actually a bad person. But other people, like conservatives, will get canceled for being like a Nazi or like believing in some fucked up shit, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, this is just another example of liberal cancel culture."
Oh my god, innocent people being
Exactly. Like
canceled.
it doesn't
Dude.
happen, and I'm sure there are some innocent people, which is obviously bad, but it's better than letting all of these fucking guilty ass people go free and just continue to exploit their
We just need to
position
cancel
of power.
everybody. If you fuck with the media, the media fucks you right back, dude. Fucking, and it works too. Like just people just like stop looking at your shit. You lose shit ton of subscribers on YouTube, and like you just lose these sponsorship deals, and then you just become a nobody.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But another thing about YouTube is the YouTube Rewind. I don't know. Have you seen the YouTube Rewind?
No. Was it worth watching?
It is not worth watching. It is basically a top 10 to watch Mojo video.
Oh god.
Like it's basically like here's the top 10 moments of 2019, and it's like music, dance, animation, and it's these like it was so boring and like not like they've done better in the past. Like even the shitty ones are better than this one. It was so bad, and I think it's like super downvoted right now. I guess disliked on YouTube. Um, the number one most disliked video is the 2018 YouTube Rewind.
Is that actually true? That's so sad.
Yeah. I mean, because no one liked it. It was like super fucking cringy, and
They
like
even had Will
made-
Smith in it though. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it was all cringy. It was like, oh yeah, Mark, what was the guy's name? Okay, anyway, it was super cringy.
Oh yeah,
Fortnite.
Markiplier.
Markiplier, no, the fucking
Oh
other
yeah,
guy.
PewDiePie.
No, but
Oh
anyway,
yeah,
but yeah,
oh yeah,
they,
Jacksepticeye.
they,
I'm just listing fucking YouTubers I don't watch.
they just wanted. Well, a big controversy around that was they wanted PewDiePie on there, but I guess he was just never in it because they like hated PewDiePie.
Because he's a Nazi.
He's like, he's not brand
He
safe.
deleted his Twitter.
Yeah, I heard that he deleted his like as the tweets and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, but he can do that, you know. He makes a shit ton of money off YouTube sponsorships. I wonder how much he gets. Like, what do you get
Millions.
for being the most subscribed YouTube creator? Like, I wonder how much he gets for like a 30-second shout out.
How much are like companies that are paying him to play his game? I wonder how much they pay. At what point do you just stop playing games on your own and only play games that you get paid to play?
I mean, for him, I don't understand like why he doesn't just stop. I mean, he can just stop and never work again, and he'll be fine.
That's a good point. Maybe he likes it.
I
Maybe
mean,
he likes being a Nazi on the internet.
He's liked, he's like doing what he does because he doesn't have to edit. He has like two editors who edit his videos for him, and like he just records the shit. So like, I guess it would be pretty easy, just like once a day, record something. Look at Reddit for 30 minutes, and boom, you're done.
And then go and like have sex
Make
with your
$1
beautiful
million.
Italian wife, and then go and go to a KKK rally or whatever, allegedly.
Allegedly, I think that's slander.
No, I said allegedly, so it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's also satire, so it's good. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm personally a big fan of Jake Paul, so I'm not really big on the whole PewDiePie thing. I'm a Jake Pauler.
Big Paul, yeah, low gang.
Low gang, baby.
But honestly, what YouTube should have done this year, instead of, I've tweeted this out before. If you want to follow me at rage_pal on Twitter. But what they should have done is what Spotify has done this year.
That was so fucking good. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
real quick. Like if YouTube did what Spotify did this year, I feel like it would have been really good. Like a personalized video that was like sent to you of like here's the longest video you watched this year, or like here's all the creators, like this is the creator you've watched the most videos from this year. Like this is the music you've listened to like multiple times this year, and like if people see stuff like that, and like nostalgia is really good for people. Like people like that. No one's gonna be like, oh, I fucking hate nostalgia. Everyone loves nostalgia.
Yes, they do.
And if they see all these, the content they consumed, because they have the data, it's obvious. That's what they use to sell, their data to companies to make tailored ads.
I think if they actually released
why not use it?
Yeah, if they actually released the data that they had, I feel like people would be a little bit fucking weirded out by that, though. Like, if they released everything and they were like, this is your favorite color, this is your favorite fucking subject, this is where you live, and your fucking family name and everything. God, that would have been so cool, though, if YouTube did that thing. The Spotify thing was so fucking well done. Yeah. Like, how you scroll through it and hear all the songs you listen to throughout the year. It made me, like, it instantly transported me back in time to how I was feeling when I was listening to it. It was so good.
Yeah, that's what music does. Like, that's why I never delete, like, all playlist. Like, I remember when I started listening to Spotify again, like, I was like, God, dude, I remember listening, like, because whenever I listen to a certain Spotify playlist, I just think, like, it's May, it's rainy, you can't really see the sun, it's all gray out, and I'm driving back home from work. And
oh my God, yes. For me,
I don't know why I get those feelings.
For me, my playlist was mainly constructed at the time right after I graduated high school. And, like, all I was doing all day was just sitting in my room playing games and smoking weed, just like 24/7. That's all I was doing. And like I was going through like this weird thing where I was kind of like falling in love with this girl too, and like it's just such an emotional time for me. And that's when all the songs that I was listening to at the beginning, not of this year but the year before, like it just instantly makes me think of that and takes me back to it. It's so weird.
Yeah, I want to use Spotify more, but I don't have premium right now because I can't afford it. But now that I'm getting this job, I can start affording subscriptions to things again.
True, and when you sign up for class, you can get that $5 student deal too. That's a good deal.
True.
And you get Hulu for free.
For my Spotify for free. What's something, I don't know. I just wish I got Spotify for free by having something else.
Honestly, for having a podcast on their service, we should get it for free.
True, honestly. We're a fucking artist on Spotify.
Yeah,
Spotify hit us up for a sponsorship deal.
we give them so much business too.
Yeah, I really
I
like that
personally know
shit.
3 people who are
I
subbed
feel
just
like
because of us.
my music changed like super drastically over the past years.
Really?
Like
What?
I know you saw it. Like I was really into like pop and like basically like indie shit. And then all of a sudden you're like my top artist is like Suicide Boys and fucking for some reason apparently this year I listened to a shit ton of Mabamba apparently at one point. Like I just listened to Mabamba on repeat because apparently my Mabamba was my second most listened to track on Spotify. I don't know why, but I guess I love that song. I mean, it's a good song, dude.
It's. I mean, it's okay.
It's a banger. I think it was because like whenever because I think I was still trying to get into CS:GO at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Like just I would load up some bots and put on some Spotify Mobamba. It's pretty hype. Yeah, but coming close to the end of the year, man. I guess we're gonna. Hopefully, I want to end this year. Still continue this podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you have any special plans for the upcoming break, David?
Not really.
I'm gonna be visiting my family back at home.
Probably just working, doing my side stuff, trying to get more into art. Speaking of art, just want to plug in I've been doing some clothing stuff on Etsy, just to fuck around, and yeah, made some clothes. If you want to check that out, I made a Patreon post about it. You can see all that information there.
True, true.
Otter season.
What was the name of your clothing?
Well, the first one's called Otter Season, and the second one's called Otta Think.
Otta Think.
Both based about the mythical creature from Alaska called Otter Man.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
I saw your designs; they're pretty cute. I didn't know it was based on that though.
yeah, it's a mythical creature because someone on Fiverr paid me to draw them a badge of Otter Man for their club, their bodybuilding club. And I really just like the design, and I want like fuck it, dude. That would look really good on a shirt, on a hoodie, and I put it on a
There you
hoodie.
go. So you
And
can
then I made
rep
something else.
David, his new clothing brand.
Hey, maybe you might make some left in the South merch. Keep in tune for that.
True.
But yeah, I think we're ready for our philosophy question for the day.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm ready. Hit me.
So, Caleb, if we eat chickens, why not dogs, dolphins, or babies?
I don't know. Why not? I'm hungry.
True. I don't know. It's very taboo. I guess like because it's kind of normal to, if you live in I don't want to say any Asian country names, but I know I know in Thailand they consume dogs. That's correct, right?
Yes.
I don't think I need to look that up. Yeah, they consume dogs because it's a Buddhist thing, right? Like if its back touches, or isn't it? I don't think it's a Buddhist thing. It's something else. Maybe Hindu. Like if its back can touch the sun, then you can eat it. Have you heard something like that?
I've not heard that before, but I think the reason that they eat them is just because they have always eaten them, and it's not like a culturally
Yeah.
a taboo thing over there.
But would you eat a baby?
Would I eat a baby? No.
That's
Not unless not unless I was gonna die if I didn't.
I don't know. I mean,
A baby of a human?
yeah.
No. What? What?
Well, there's species like dogs and other things that like eat their newborn.
I don't think there's much of a difference between eating a dog and eating anything, like eating any animal.
Really?
No.
There's-
And actually,
there's
now that I
dog-
think about it, I don't think there's much of a difference between eating a human and another animal either.
Really?
No, because I think
I
that
completely disagree.
because I think that Peter Singer, the guy who wrote this paper called Speciesism, I think that he would agree with me because he says that
yeah.
because he says that the reason that we treat human beings with respect where we don't treat animals with respect in regards to like eating them and them
So we think
suffering
they were above them.
is right is because we give preferential treatment to those of our same species, which is something that is prejudice for no reason, much like racism is, you know, prejudice
Well,
based
I
on
don't
skin
think
color.
it's. Well, you know, it's always been a thing. Well, you know, as we were evolving when we were a monkey hybrid human, like, why would we help out? Why would we not eat the lion when the lion gives us food?
Well, I think that the reason that we wouldn't now is because that we've developed a moral, you know, an ability for
But
morality. I would
yeah,
argue that.
and back in the day, you wouldn't eat your one of your own because you're lowering your own population. You know, and you'll be
Right.
less likely to survive if you're eating each other, other than you're eating other species. So it's like you kind of have to look out for yourself before you look out for anything else. But I don't know, it's kind of weird because then we developed, you know, pets. We kept around these wolves that ate our scraps and shit, and we eventually domesticated wolves. So
That's
I don't
true.
know.
That's what gives us that relationship. People tend to anthropomorphize animals like dogs and wolves and cats because they're like friends with us, right? So they see
Yeah,
them as kind of human-like, which is
we don't.
why they give them preferential treatment.
Um, yeah, but would I eat a dolphin? Probably. Would I
Dolphins
be
are
a
extremely
dumbass?
intelligent, right?
Yeah, but they can't speak English, so
So fuck them. So
fuck
fuck
them.
them.
I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I
Um,
think that the question of like what it's okay to kill is a question that I think
so
later people will have to tackle.
but like, let's say you were given the chance to eat human, would you? Just like not out of necessity, not out of anything, just to like, you know, I have some
What?
human. Would you like some?
No, that's crazy.
I
Wait,
don't
because how do I know how they got it?
know. What you know? They're like, don't worry about it. But like,
I would never
what
do
if it was
that.
like synthesized, you know, stem cell
I mean,
grown?
sure, I'd eat that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
eat any meat, human or not. That somebody just goes here, have this human meat. It's no big deal.
Well, like, okay, so let's say like they like, you know, went to creative mode and spawned some human meat,
Oh, okay.
like I think, and like cooked it up. I would try it.
I
I
mean,
think I would
yeah,
try
I've heard that it just
it at
tastes
least
like
one
pork.
time. I would try any meat at least one time.
You know General Butt Naked from
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've heard
he
of
said
that.
that he said that
Documentary.
human meat tastes like pork ribs.
Yeah, he's crazy. Like with his child warriors, and like they eat the heart of the youngest. And the reason why they don't wear clothes is because
They're
they
immune to
think,
bullets.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're immune to bullets and like they're not gonna die and shit like that. It's really fucking weird. There's a big documentary. I don't remember what it was.
It's called fuck. It's called Charles something's wacky world of comedy or something.
Yeah, it was like some guy went to the country and like just like, you know, was
James
trying to find
Charles.
more information. James Charles,
Yeah.
that it was the makeup guy.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him.
James Charles is the gay guy
Oh
who
shit.
wants to
Not
have
that
sex.
guy.
Yeah. I don't know who the guy is, but yeah, but that's General Butt Naked, kind of crazy. Yeah, eating. I don't know. It's so weird. Like I can never see myself eating raw meat, raw human meat.
Why
Like,
raw though? Couldn't you cook it?
yeah, no, but I'm assuming like, you know, they're. I think how they described it was like, you know, they turned them on their backside and, you know, extracted the heart and, you know, started going town on it.
Ugh, Jesus, man. It'd be so tough.
Yeah, I know. Like, why not? Like, you know, a better piece like from the leg.
Yeah, like a thigh. A human
Yeah.
thigh. I could chow down
Put
on some
it,
thighs.
put it in the deep fryer, ladies. You know,
Oh,
I
ladies.
feel like that'd be pretty good.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you know, I feel like we've answered the question. I feel like we tried if we knew no one was gonna get hurt in the process. Like if it was artificial, I guess.
Yeah, if it was artificial, I'd try it. I think that in the future, one day, we're going to ask ourselves, is it really okay to eat animals? And I think the answer is probably no. But I'm not that
It's.
worried about it right now.
I mean, same. I don't know, because here's the thing. It's like it's a eating animals is like it's a cultural thing. It's a big part of our lives. You know,
Yeah, but
eating.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. It's like morally right, you know?
Yeah, no, but would you rather eat like a supplement?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be like the future society that eats pills and water.
Even if it would save millions of lives.
I mean, what do you mean by that? Like by people just
Animal
eating
lives.
better? I guess animal lives. Um, I don't know. I haven't looked into how animals behave to determine if
If they're worth living, if they're worth protecting. Wow.
they were.
That's
I
very
mean,
fascist of you.
not really, dude. I mean, I don't see.
What's the difference between that and saying like I don't know how Jews are like different from us? Maybe they're not worth protecting. How is that different?
Because that's obviously it's not the same at all.
How is it not the same? Explain it then.
Because I don't eat Jews on the regular.
Yeah, but you eat cows on the regular, so what makes them less than us?
Because I can't communicate with them. Communication is a big
You
part
can't
of
communicate
what-
with Jews either. Do you speak Hebrew?
What do you mean if they spoke the same language as me? But even then still, if I didn't understand their language, like I know it's a language that can be understood by a vast
You could
majority of
make the
other
argument
people
that
as
cows
well.
have their own languages as well. This is not a good argument.
I mean,
Just because you
It's
can't
a language-
understand it doesn't mean that they don't experience it.
I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna be changed on this.
Because you
topic
haven't.
of-
Okay, never mind.
Because it's impossible. I understand that there's a lot of farm animals that are suffering because of how they're treated,
Yes.
and I would want them to be treated better before I eat them. But like, that's shit that I can't control.
I mean, but
So-
arguably you could control it if you didn't eat meat. Then
I mean, yeah, if I didn't eat meat, but how am I gonna stop everyone else from eating meat?
well, no, I mean you can't do that, but you could try to like advocate
Yeah,
for
but
it.
what is me doing that? Like that does nothing though.
It saves animals' lives. Is that
doesn't.
nothing to you?
No. Because I wouldn't trade. Because listen.
Okay.
If I had to choose between killing my dog or killing you, I'd kill my dog.
Well, obviously, but that's
We
I
will
don't know.
obviously, Dougie. But the point you made earlier, you're saying that if they're the same thing. If I killed my dog, that's like killing another human.
But that's a
Dougie.
utilitarian calculation, though. It's like you can say you're.
Well,
the
my dog
utility-
caused me happiness by like my dog serves its purpose. It makes me happy. I take care of it. It takes care of me when I'm sad or something.
Yeah,
Why if killing it would be a bad thing too?
that's true. But killing me, I would argue, would be worse. I mean, I think that using that logic though, I could easily make an argument that like if some stranger that I don't know would have to die, or I could kill my dog, I would probably say I would let them die. So I think that works either way.
I'd still even I don't know. It's kind of weird because even if I don't know the person, I still like they're still a human as long as they don't look bad on the outside. It depends on the situation as well too.
What does that mean? Don't look bad on the outside. What does that mean?
Like if I can't tell from the character, like judging, like having like could you say like who are you? I don't know. If it was I didn't know anything about them, I guess you couldn't really tell much.
Yeah.
But you can tell like a surface level details from someone of their appearance and how they
Really?
stand and stuff like
What
like,
aspect of a person's
surface, like-
appearance would you say gives away their character? Would it be their skin color or
the clothes they wear,
okay.
how they talk.
Okay.
I don't know.
What do you mean by how they talk?
You can tell if someone lives in the city or they live out in the country.
Oh, right.
Like dialects, you can tell.
Which dialects would you say that you would let die?
I don't know.
You're gonna talk yourself into a fucking corner here, man. Oh, shit. Anyway, I think it's a reasonable answer. Like,
Anyway, I'm still gonna eat cows, Dougley.
Okay, man, it's fine. You do you. You're a murderer, though.
Nah, I don't. So how am I a murderer if I don't directly kill a cow? Though I don't.
What are you talking about? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I'm not killing the cow. Someone
That's
else
like
is
saying
killing the cow.
that's like saying how am I a murderer if I shoot someone because it's not me that killed them, it's the bullet. That's the dumbest thing ever.
That cow was gonna die no matter what. Like, even if I didn't eat meat, that cow was gonna die anyway.
But what if everyone stopped eating meat?
That would be good, dude. But like, that's
Okay,
unreasonable, and it will never happen.
Okay,
And
whatever you
everyone
say,
else, like,
Elizabeth Warren.
And if everyone else stop eating meat, I'll stop eating meat too.
Fair enough. All right. With that, I think that's the fucking answer.
And I want to thank our Patreon pledgers.
Yes.
Garnt980, and I don't know how they wanted us to put their name, but Tim, thank you for supporting our Patreon. We appreciate
thank
it.
you guys.
Oh, sorry we don't have those Patreon episodes out yet, but hopefully soon.
Yes, very soon. Very soon.
And with that, thank you for listening to our podcast, Love in the South. As always, I'm David.
I'm Caleb. Thank you guys.
And soon.